Hello, world! So, I've been trying to be more entertaining on this channel, but unfortunately that's not going to be this video. In this video, I'm going to try to be more informative. This will be the start of my safety video series in which I talk about my views on gun safety. I might also pull some people over, friends and colleagues and stuff, to talk about gun safety. I'm a firm believer that you should not partake in something without understanding all of its safety regulations very well. Don't just obey them, understand them. Take an effort to understand and really get a feel for what's going on here. And if you can, contribute to the safety. If there's ever any idea or anything that flies in your head, go ahead and talk about it with your various people who are part of that field and really apply it. We spent a lot of time at my place of business just talking about safety and trying to figure out how to be safer and how to mitigate accidents and stuff. And of course, when you fail in that, the consequences can be rather dire. Anyway, for the topic of this video, I'm going to be talking about what is gun safety. Now, unfortunately, we have something called the news in this world. We have CNN, we have MSNBC, we have Fox News, we have your local channels, we have all of these things, and they're probably the first place you're going to hear the phrase gun safety. Well, that was not the proper phrasing. They were likely talking about gun control. And I don't want to get into politics, I don't want to get into the people who are for or against gun control or any of that nonsense. I want to get into gun safety. Gun control is when you go to a gun store and the gun is on the wall and you say, I would like to buy that firearm. And then they say, please fill out this paperwork. Whether they say, sir, there's a problem, you cannot buy this firearm today, or whether they say, sir, enjoy your firearm, you may pay at the desk over here, or I can assist you further if you'd like to purchase something else. That's all gun control. Gun control is about who may own a firearm, who may have a firearm. How do you allow someone else to use your firearm at the gun range? That's all gun control. Gun safety is you already have the firearm, and now we're going to use it correctly. That's all gun safety. And that's what we'll be talking about. Do not ever mix the two up. And if you hear someone mixing the two up, please inform them immediately to not mix those two up. It is crucial that if I ask you the question, do you know about gun safety, that you can answer yes or no and understand that you're answering yes or no. If someone doesn't know gun safety and they think they know gun safety, because they heard the news or they're thinking gun control, and they say, yeah, I took several courses on gun safety in college, I don't want to have to explain to them that no, those weren't gun safety courses, those were gun control courses, and now I have to explain to you what real gun safety is. Ignorance is bliss, but it can also get you killed, so it's very crucial that you understand the two differences. So let's just talk about one or two things I think about gun safety. First up, when you pick up a gun for the first time in a gun store, so that's when you just pop up into a gun store, you're interested in getting into the sport of shooting or the sport of hunting, or maybe you're going to just buy a gun for personal defense. Either way, first thing you do is you identify your salesman, you approach him immediately, and you say, sir, I would like to purchase my first firearm. And he might ask you a few questions about what you might like to buy. When he finally picks out the pistol, rifle, shotgun, or whatever he thinks that might be right for you that he'll try to sell you, and he'll probably hand it to you, you'll say, all right, sir, please show me everything about this rifle. Please show me its safety features and how to load it and unload it. He'll show you how to load it and unload it. This is a break action rifle, and therefore its unload is right here as a little trigger which breaks down the gun. From then on, whenever you pick up a rifle like that, whenever you pick up a pistol like that, whenever you pick up a shotgun like that, whenever you pick whatever up like that looks like that again, the first time you pick it up, you unload it. You pop open the chamber, you look inside there, you look inside right here where the bullet goes. Right here where the bullet goes in the magazine, if there's a magazine attached or a tube, is where you're looking. Look there every single time. And if the gun is put down for maybe a minute, 2 minutes, if you turn your back, if you hand it to someone else, if you come back to it, pick it up immediately and break it down. Some people are going to bug you about that. They're going to say, oh, you like playing with your gun, or you like doing this, you like doing that. Well, the answer is yes. I love playing with this gun. And I like being safe and not accidentally shooting someone with it. So you always check the chamber. Picked it up, check the chamber. Put it down, pick it up, check the chamber. Now, did you see what I did there? I checked the chamber, but my finger was on the trigger. That's another thing. When you hold a rifle or a pistol or anything, try to extend your finger forward onto the frame of the gun. I want to see on every gun a little fingerprint or a little wear spot where your finger has started rubbing on that point of the gun. Your finger does not need to touch this trigger at any point in time, especially when you're at the range and especially when you're using the gun. The only time that you should ever have your finger on this trigger is when you're firing the gun. And that's only maybe 1% of you holding the gun. So really, your finger has no business being there. We have one life in this world. Why are you bending it? Doesn't make much sense now, does it? So you keep that finger extended, and you check to make sure that that chamber's open. Let's go over this one more time. You keep your finger extended, and you check to make sure the gun is unloaded. One more time. You keep your finger extended, and you check to make sure that that gun is unloaded. Now, when you're in the gun store, it's going to be unavoidable that you'll sweep someone with the barrel. And sweeping someone with the barrel basically is when the gun is actually pointed right at a human person. This gun is pointed right at my face right now. I'm legitimately scared that this gun could kill me right now. But you know what? I have to be that way. It wouldn't be human to not be afraid of this. But here's the thing. In some situations, the gun is always pointed at someone, especially in a gun store. If you pull a gun down at the gun store and you're looking at it, well, even if you're pointing it at a wall with no one there, that's only drywall. And you might be holding a gun that can shoot right through that, up into the clouds, and then come down and hit someone miles away. So when you're at a gun store, the gun is always pointed at someone. Someone is always being swept. It might not be someone in the situation who's aware of it, but it might be someone further out. So don't get overly caught up with that barrel sweep thing when you're in a gun store. That's for the gun range. Safety is going to be very hard to learn. It's going to be very tasking to constantly apply. There is no cover-all rule. There is no magical trick that'll keep everyone safe all of the time. But your first step, and that's what this video is about, is step number 1 to gun safety. When you're buying a gun, or when you receive a gun, or when you first pick up the gun, go ahead, keep your finger extended, and check to see if that's unloaded. That's all you got to do. If it's a revolver, it'll likely have some kind of mechanism on the side for pressing or pulling, and the cylinder will come out. If it's a single action revolver, you might have to spin the cylinder around at half cock. And if it's a pistol, you'll have to pull back the slide. When you're first buying the gun, you'll have to ask the person selling you the gun how to check to see if it's unloaded. So this has been a quick, informative video. It's just the first video of my safety instructional video. And there are 2 points to it, and I need to make these points very clear because I want this video to be informative, not entertaining. Do not say gun safety when you mean gun control. Do not say gun control when you mean gun safety. I don't care what the news says, those are 2 completely different things and they're non-applicable to each other. When you first pick up a firearm, keep your finger extended. You only have one life in this world, so keep that straight. Nothing against gay people, I'm just saying, don't bend your one life. Keep that straight on the gun frame. I don't care if you are ashamed of putting fingerprints on the gun, go ahead and do it. Put that right on the gun frame, and then check to see if the gun is unloaded. This is the Timber, this is Timber 22, and I'm going to be saying bye-bye for now. But stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye!